On today's card watch video, we're going to go over some cards that players just have to get their hands on. Welcome back to the nacho cheese universe that is YouTube. I'm your host, MTG Moxman here, and thanks a lot for chilling out with me on the channel today. If you're new, if you've just found me on YouTube, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and joining in the fun. I do daily content each and every day of the week, and I'm only 85 subscribers away from getting to 12,000 subs, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So help me get there by hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed everything today. So guys, it's kind of funny when you're doing a card watch video and you see underutilized value being left on the table because players just think it's going to be there a long time, and it's not. Cards cycle out so fast you don't realize it sometimes. So on today's card watch video, I'm going with a lot of land mana based cards. We got a lot of land on the video today, because some of these lands probably won't get reprinted anytime soon. The value will start to drift upwards if it isn't already, and that's why I want to share these cards with you and explain my reasoning behind each one. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and don't forget to leave a message at the bottom telling me if I'm right or wrong. It's okay, I don't mind. I can take it. Thick skin Moxman. I've had my nachos and cheese today, and I'm ready to share it with you. Our first card is Field of the Dead Core Set 2020. I remember this card getting banned in Arena because of the infinite combinations you could do with this. It was insane. Now, the card right now is $28 Canadian for a near mint copy. The market price is $19.74 US, and it's €15.84 to get this card into your house. And it is used in Commander all over the place, and I played against it a lot last week. I didn't realize how many different land mana cards there are now to make this card a highly effective card in almost any deck you're building that's more than one color. So I got to admit, I've bought a couple of copies. I did have 2, but I need 4 more to add to different Commander decks. And I realized a card like this probably is not getting reprinted soon, and it's going to start drifting up in the next couple of years. And we'll see some growth in the market of a card like this just because it can be used all over the place. I think it's banned in Pioneer as well, though. It is banned in Pioneer. Keep that in mind. Now, our next card today is Ancient Tomb, another card that I actually don't own a copy of. A near mint copy is $100 Canadian, and if you're looking in the States, you're looking around $69.65 US, and it's €44.26 to get that card into your house. But adding 2 colorless mana to your mana pool and doing 2 damage to you is a very small price to pay for mana ramp in Commander. I'm definitely putting this in my Throw Bowl deck, and I will go for an OG original as soon as I can afford it. It's not that the other edition isn't great and cool, but I look at that original artwork and I go, yep, that's the one I gotta have. And I recommend players getting one because cards like this do tend to bounce back in value quicker even when they're reprinted. They seem to hold fairly well, so keep that in mind. It's more of a solid investment card as opposed to others, and Wizards will only reprint these so often because they want that value to hold in the secondary market. Now, our next card is Academy Ruins. This one has really bottomed out as of late, making it a prime target to not get reprinted and see its value drift up. And don't forget, with Brothers War, we are going to see a multitude of new artifacts coming into the game. $18 Canadian for an original Time Spiral copy is a very inexpensive card. The market price is $12.64 US, and original foil is only $32.60, which still makes it in the ballpark of being a highly affordable, sought-after card. €6.34 overseas to get this card to your house. It does tap for colorless mana, and remember, 1 blue and 1 other, and you can put a target artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library. No, you're not drawing the card, but with a Sensei's Divining Top, all kinds of crazy stuff can happen. I really recommend people grab it while it's at this price point, because this kind of card, along with things happening in Brothers War and Phyrexia and the artifact-heavy environment we're going into, Commander might see a real uptick in those style of decks, which means a card like this might be more sought after than it normally would. Our next card is Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Now, this is a card that I love to have, and I forgot it existed until I started getting ready to play Commander again. I only had like 2 copies, and I ended up buying a couple more, but The market price is $34.34 is the average price you're going to pay on the market. And if you're looking here in Canada, you're paying about $45 Canadian for a near mint copy. A foil is $51.50, and overseas you're paying €22.25 to get this card to your house. But I love it. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other land types. Remember, cards like this allow for crazy multiplayer, multi-action for all kinds of different reasons. If you're going to have a buddy with a similar style deck, you guys can kind of tag up on your opponents in Commander and they'll never see it coming. I love stuff like that. It can be, Commander's just so political. It's a great game. All right, the next card is for the same reason. Yavamaya, Cradle of Growth. If you go back one more time, I'm just going to pop back here for a second. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, $35. But Yavamaya Cradle of Growth is $15 Canadian near mint, not $45. Look at the gap room, and the card does the exact same thing. The market price is $7.69. It's not the market price of $34.34. Cards like this have some severe growth ahead of them as long as it's not reprinted. Modern Horizons 2 was a massively popular, wildly open set, and the market was inundated and flooded with this card. I remember buying the retro, foil, full art, extend, all that craziness, and the retro old foil ones. Guys, buying those for like $15, $16 Canadian. They are drifting up. They're higher than that now, but buying a base copy at this level is like buying a Mox Amber at a regular price point of $7-something. If it can reach even 20, you've more than doubled your money, which means you have a good profit margin to look into if you're a person speculating. But even if you're not, getting this as well as Urborg and hoping that Wizards finishes that land cycle at some point, I recommend getting 4 of each just so you never have to go hunting again later on. We don't know what Wizards will do when Modern Horizons 3 comes around, but you can bet cards like this will be looked at to see if other new combinations allow for these cards to be used. It's the same as Urborg. It's amazing. Now, Cabal coffers. Specifically, the Torment version. $25 Canadian near mint. This was an uncommon back then. Can you believe that? Now, the market price is $18.47 US, but a foil is $155 US if you got to bling your deck out. And €12.48 to get this card into your house. But Cabal coffers the original version. Yes, it's uncommon, but it's old, guys. It's old, okay? I would definitely just go for an original OG version because with the reprint they did, it caused the market just to crash this card and slam it to the cement and give it a beat down. And that means it's at a bargain basement price for any player who's always wanted to have original cards. This is your moment in time. This is that moment you can swing in and get a card like this at a fair price point and maybe see some gains and returns and feel good about your purchase. In the finite side of Magic, the finances don't get much easier than this and recognizing when value can be found. This is definitely a pickup for people. If I didn't already have a couple, I'd be seeking out more myself. Now our next card is Otawara, the Soaring City. I remember buying mine for $4. At release, I bought a playset because I recognized it right away. And then within a week or two after release, people started realizing what this card can do. It has saved me so many times that you just can't count. It's going into every Commander deck I build. I already have a couple of play sets held for myself and a couple of extra ones later on for patron stuff. Otawara, the Soaring City, with that channel ability, you just can't forget how amazing this card can be. It can be defensive, it can be offensive, it can be a game-ending thing or a game-saving event for you. Or, in a Commander game, for an opponent that you don't want to have leave the game yet. Guys, cards like this, when you see it for 20 bucks Canadian, and I know the card was around the $4 mark, that's just nuts. And I look at it and say, yep, I knew it was kind of happening, and I wish I'd actually bought more, but I kind of hesitated, wondering how the rest of Kamigawa was going to be received, and now I realize I shouldn't have doubted myself. Trust your gut. If you know Mox, man, you just know. You've done it before, you can do it again. I'm telling you guys, if you don't already have this card, I actually think it's going to go higher than this, which is why I'm kind of letting people know it could drift down, but I just don't see it. And I don't see Wizards reprinting it anytime soon. The way they've got everything going up for the next year at least, for the next 12 to 24 months, we kind of know where our sets are going to be, and it isn't going to be in Kamigawa. So, it's just the way it is. And the same thing with Taknuma. When you look at this card up close, $10 Canadian. I remember when it was $2, okay? $10 Canadian now. That channel ability of milling 3 cards, and returning a creature or planeswalker. Now, the planeswalker ability in particular is important, but the creature effect is great. The way they've got the planeswalkers going now with being so easily killed, so easily knocked off, bringing back a Sheoldred or bringing back possibly Urza in the new set, being able to bring him back into the game may be a really important feature that people have to realize. Cards like this might see an upswing just because of how easy it is to eliminate planeswalkers from the game. And if Wizards wants planeswalkers like this played more often, they might be getting rid of some of the game effects in the near upcoming sets that don't allow you to exile things as easily. It might be harder to exile, or they won't allow for libraries to be, graveyards to be exiled out. It's happened before where they've gotten a couple season sets with no kind of elimination like that. So don't be too surprised if that happens now. And again, remember this card was just a couple of dollars, and look where it's gone already. Just quietly moving up the ranks and seeing more and more play. A great card. All right, Seat of the Empire. You see where I'm going with this? Now, the red one's not on here, by the way. The red one is not here today. It doesn't have that same bling because it just puts a couple little guys in play. But the Seat of the Empire, doing 4 damage to a target attacking or defending, I can save my creature or I can save myself. Again, it's that offense-defense. And this card was a couple of bucks before. You can get the full art foil versions for like $20, $25, but a regular version is already $10. So it might be worth it to go for the full art foil and experience a truly like wicked looking Kamigawa card at a pretty bargain basement price when you're comparing it against the regular $10 version of it, right? Now, market price is like $4.70 US. It's €5.46 to get this card into your house. But cards like this, again, you can expect to see more of them. Cards like this are going to hang around, and the way that White has built up, with some good offense, defense in the last couple of years, the way Wizards kind of built up White's mana base and abilities, cards like this can really help it out and really swing things in the right direction. And it's still going to be in standard rotation for a while. And I'm not sure how far the price will drop on this mana base because things have moved so quickly, because sets have just gone this fast. What's happening is Wizards isn't reprinting things as much. They're kind of doing the one and done type thing. That's what I'm getting from a lot of the stores I deal with. So it looks like this, it may go up faster than expected because nobody's opening Kamigawa Neon Dynasty anymore. People are just saying, I'm done, right? They've moved on to other things. Now, the last card I want to share with you, and this was used against me quite a bit. Yeah, it's a Commander Legends, Battle for Baldur's Gate, and that is War Room. If you're playing a mono-style Commander deck, this thing is brutal because your Commander only has one color. Pay life equal to the number of colors in your Commander and then draw a card. So if you just have a Commander with one color, if he's a monocolored Commander and you look at this and go, tap 3 and I pay 1 life and I can draw a card, that's a pretty amazing ability to use in Commander because there's so many ways of gaining life and you have such a large mana pool that drawing card advantage is just so important, and cards like this are helping to add that little extra. And the thing I like is because this is a colorless land, it really can go into any deck. You can use it in any color wheel as long as it's a monocolored or a semi-monocolored, or you have a way of gaining a lot of life. So I wanted to share those cards with you guys today. I wanted you guys to see what I was thinking about when I looked at these cards and look where the values can possibly go in the future. If these are cards you've thought about before, you might want to think about it sooner. And if you're buying any of these things through TCG Player, please consider using my affiliate link. You can find it in the description of all of my videos. Just look at the link, click on it, takes you right to TCG Player, and as shopping you go. And when you're shopping, anything you buy, I get a kickback on the channel. Helps me buy cards, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much if you guys decide to do that. But a lot of these cards are going to see some upswings, I think, in the next 24 months. Something to keep in mind. I've already positioned myself on a lot of these at release when they were really cheap. Nobody really saw the value yet. So I personally don't have to get a lot of them to play with the Commander decks I'm working on. Although I would like to get a few more Seat of the Empire myself. And maybe a couple extra Cabal coffers just in case. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Hope you had a great time on the channel today. Loved being here with you. And I'm looking forward to reading those comments and see what you guys think. Did I miss any? Did I miss something? Something I missed? Where? You gotta let me know. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day today. Hey guys, a big shout out to all the fantastic patrons on the channel who support my efforts on YouTube. Without the patronage of my patrons, we wouldn't be here. So thanks again to all the fantastic people's support.